So guys, I had this horrible experience with the police. So I said, okay, let me come on here to talk about it. I don't know if you have a similar situation, but it's right I talk about it. So you all will understand what it feels, how it feels. Now, people will always say, don't take laws into your hand, call the police when you feel it's necessary, or you've been wronged or something, someone has offended you or something. Instead of taking the laws into your hands, just call the police. Okay, now calling the police is not a bad idea. Yes, like I totally agree, calling the police is not a bad idea, but now take a look at this. I had a colleague, yes, he's like a neighbor in the shop. So he has a restaurant. And now in the plaza where he has a restaurant, I have a shop there too. Now, the plaza management, the guy has been having some series of issues with the plaza management. So one day, his gas was stolen from the same plaza. Now, when the gas was stolen, he called on the plaza management. He was like, this place is no longer safe for my business. People are beginning to steal my properties. What are we going to do about it? So the man said, okay, anything that happens during the night, hold me accountable for it. And anything that happens during the day, I won't take responsibility of it, because he said he won't take responsibility of anything that happens during the day, but anything that happens during the night, he will take responsibility, because he has gotten a security person to be watching the plaza at night. Just a security guy, just a guy. But it's not even from any security outfit. It's just a guy he randomly picked. So this guy stays in the plaza there, sleeps there at night. Now, it wasn't up to a month. At night, they broke into this same guy's restaurant and took his pot and some other small kitchen utensils there. So they made away with it. When the guy came back in the morning to open his business, he found out that those things had been tampered with. Okay, so he called on the plaza management and said, okay, you have to provide the pots now, because these things happened at night. So you have to provide the pots and every other thing that got missing. So the guy started going back and forth. So the owner of the restaurant now said, okay, no, I don't think we have to continue this way. I have to involve the police now. He went and made entry in the police station. So when he made entry in the police station, the police people came. First of all, know where the problem starts is, he going there to make the entry at the police station, he has to pay money. He paid about 10,000 naira to open a case file. Okay, he paid 10,000 naira to open a case file. Now, they said he has to pay them to drive down to the location where this thing happened, like for fuel. So he gave them an extra 10,000 for fuel. Okay, so now, when they got to the location, they made their investigation. They saw where it was from a particular toilet that the guys broke in. They broke in through the toilet window. So they broke into the place through the toilet window and blah, 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 pick up those things. But when they checked, the toilet window was too small for the size of the pot that they carried. The pot could not pass through that toilet window. So they must have probably passed somewhere to go out. Now, they carried the security, the guy that they employed at night, the security guy. So they arrested him, took him there, invited the plaza manager to the station. So when they invited the plaza manager to the station, plaza manager came, and the story was going back and forth. Honestly, obviously, the plaza manager has to bail himself, and I think he bailed the security guy too. So when he bailed the security guy, the pot is not yet out. The other things were not yet out, but these guys are already out of the station. So they now introduced the guys working for me. My shop was next to the restaurant guy's shop. So they introduced my guys. They said, okay, my guy smokes. These guys are working in my salon that they smoke. So they must have probably known what happened to the pot because they smoke. Now, the police people say, okay, these guys smoke, I have to invite them. They came to my shop, carried my boys, the both of them, took them to the station and locked them up. When I heard it, I was heartbroken. I went there, I was like, what? Why is this thing linking to my own business? It doesn't concern me. The only problem I'm having is that this theft that is going on in this plaza is becoming too much. So why are you guys involving these guys inside? Besides, these guys did not stay here at night. They only closed around 9, 10. So they left. So anything that's happening in the midnight is not, I don't think, these guys are not staying close to this place. So they brought them. At the end of the day, I still had to bail them. I bailed them. They came out. Now, the pot is not out. Every other thing that was stolen is not out. And the story, the case is already on the shallow level. So the guy was like, no, I need justice for this thing. This thing, my pot has to be provided. Every other thing that is missing has to be provided. And this guy has to provide it. It was an agreement we had that he has to provide the things that are missing at night. So gradually, the matter was becoming somehow. So the guy has to pay extra money for another investigation. Before this guy realizes, he has paid more than 50,000 naira because he has to buy airtime for the lady who makes call, for the IPO who makes call to call the people who are involved in this case. He has to buy airtime for her. Sometimes he gives all these tips to make her do the job properly. You understand? The other time he gave even extra money to make them, arrest that plaza management so that the guy will provide those things. Now, when he checked, at the end of the day, he has spent more than the money he's supposed to use in buying a new pot and even other things that he has. And at the end of the day, the money we have spent already, the only way I spent about 40,000 because each of these guys were 20K, I billed them. Now, this plaza manager billed himself too. He billed his security. So imagine all this money that has been accumulated from paying the police to bailing yourselves. If you had put that money together to sort that problem, it would have been solved without involving the police, right? So up till now, that case, now, the guy was still pressuring that he wants justice, he wants his pot to be returned and all the rest. So what the police people does was they kept on demanding for extra money. You need to buy more fuel. The fuel you bought the last time is finished. You have to pay this thing. You have to. So when the guy realized that it was all about money, he said, okay, I don't want to, let's just end the case. I don't want to do it again. They said he has to bring money to close the case file. He has to pay money to close the case file. So the guy got upset. So when he checked how much he has spent and how much something that is missing, he felt really disappointed. But up till now that I'm talking to you, it's been up to a year now. Up till now that we are talking, the pot was not provided. The matter just died. With everybody spending money unnecessarily. So what's your take? Have you had an incident like this?